Hello again, everyone. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles, here to review the album from Cold Cave, their most recent album. I don't remember the name of it, but Cold Cave is basically just one guy. His name is Wesley Isold, and so it's like a one-man project. Something about depression, right? Isn't that the name of the album?
Passion Depression.
Passion Depression is the name of the album that we will be talking about today, suggested by Richard. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fithen, along with Richard from Calvin Wazoo, Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora, and ladies and gentlemen,
you've been picking on me a lot.
The man that prefers the warm cave, as long as it doesn't echo, Mike from Hub Tunes.
Yeah, if there was a statistical analysis done, you would probably be the
it's usually me.
The number one
last
choice.
3 videos.
No, I think it's mostly Craig.
Yeah.
Well, last time it was Daisy, or one of the times.
Oh,
Daisy.
wow. And anybody watching this can go to the Whitesnake review that we did. If you have this option, it's usually available on your mobile device. Go to the video, click the title of the video. This is the Whitesnake video. Click summarize the video. It gives you an AI constructed summary of the video. And as usual, it thinks that I'm Mike, because every time, for the last 5 videos, whatever Mike's opinion of the album was, it says it's my opinion.
Yeah.
And or vice versa. I think it's vice versa.
Yeah, I think.
But this time around, it thinks that Daisy has an opinion of the Whitesnake album, and
What did
Daisy
she think of it?
She perhaps does.
Daisy remembers the music videos, apparently.
Yeah, you do, huh?
And it's because I remember at the very beginning of the video, I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, the real star of the show, it's Daisy."
Yeah, Daisy, yeah.
But yeah, it thinks that Craig is Daisy.
Oh, well, I might as well be.
So at least that's good that AI still needs some improvements, so we
Yes.
can all keep our jobs for a little
Yes.
longer.
For a couple more days.
A few more days.
All right, so Cold Cave is just a one-person project. His name is Wesley Isold, and if you've ever wondered what New Order sounds like with Peter Murphy on vocals, wonder no more. Listen to the latest album from Cold Cave. I almost said Coldplay. I listened to this album thrice, and it is one of those albums that definitely you have to. I listened to it at the first time at 9 o'clock in the morning. At home. You listen to it at night while driving. It's a completely different experience. Driving on the highway, not 35 mile an hour residential zone. It's a completely different experience. It definitely needs to be listened to, which I wouldn't get this on a vinyl record just because it's made to be listened to at night while driving. Unless you're Elvis Presley, you're probably not going to be doing that with a record player in the car. That's it. It's New Order with the guy from Bauhaus singing. Very echoed vocals, kind of hard to discern what he's saying because they're so echoed. He sounds like he's singing in a cave. Maybe that's why they're called Cold Cave.
A warm cave.
And the music is very cold. It's like European synth music from the late 80s. I could go down I could name. I don't know a lot about New Order's music, especially compared to probably others on this very panel. My knowledge of New Order's music is limited, but like the song Blackberries and the song Siren Song both have parts in them that sound like they were literally sampled from Blue Monday. The drums, especially. There's a song on here towards the end called Holy Road that has a little bit of a different sound. It's a little more industrial, a little more intense, but mostly you're talking about, like I said, like late 80s European synth with a little bit of disco added on the first song. It's all pretty much in that lane, with the exception of the 7th track, Holy Road, which sounds a little more like, the Wax Tracks late 80s. Instead of Europe, we're going to Chicago basically for track 7 for Wax Tracks. But I enjoyed it. I just wish there was a little more variety, and it's the perfect length. It's like about 32 minutes long. And as soon as
Mhm.
you start thinking, okay, is this guy going to give me something different, or is this going anywhere else, or it ends. So it's the perfectly, it's a short album, only 8 songs. Some of them are, 4 minutes long. Most of them are like 4.5 minutes long. There's like maybe a 3-minute one on here. There's a 5.5 minute one, maybe. But yeah, it was enjoyable. I just, I thought it was very derivative of the European late 80s stuff. And there's a little bit of real life, Send Me an Angel, that band. There's a little bit of them in there. There's so it's definitely that sound. But I think I will give it 3.5 rainbows.
Okay. No, just kidding. Actually, when I first listened to it, I wasn't sure. Like when it first came on, I wasn't quite sure. I felt like the first song there was a little more industrial kind of sound to it, and then that kind of just faded out, and it just turned into like total synth pop, basically. Definitely felt the New Order. His vocals actually at times reminded me more of like Ian Curtis. Camouflage, kind of, there was some camouflage vibes to them as well. Felt some great commandment going on. Oh, let me tell somebody that I'm gunkling. Hold on.
We're a verb?
Of course.
Oh.
What? We're a bird? What? I said gunkling.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
don't say that.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. We're gunkling. Every day I'm gunkling. Where was I going? Okay, so yeah, like there wasn't anything like profound in lyrics or anything like that. It definitely, like Stephen said, driving. Like although I was driving at like 6, I was driving at 6:30 in the morning, so it was dark. It was still dark.
Yeah,
So I was on my way to work. It was kind of getting me pumped up, and yeah, like I felt a lot of different flavors, from like inspirations from other 80s, maybe even some early 90s synth orient whatever that word is I'm trying to say that I just won't, bands. And so there wasn't anything really original about it, but it wasn't, I don't want to say my normal. It wasn't terrible. It was enjoyable, and I listened to it like 4 or 5 times. So, and I loved that it was 32 minutes long, and it was only like 8 songs. I was like, oh, this is like one of the easiest homework assignments we've had in a while. So, yeah, I did enjoy it. I really did enjoy it. What's funny, before I even listened to it, I was at Reckless last weekend and saw it, and I was like, oh, that's the album we're gonna review. I should listen to that, because I was like, oh yeah, I haven't listened to it yet. And then I listened to it on my way home. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it, and this was like their 3rd album, right?
Oh no.
Or way later.
I can't remember now.
No, I think I saw that it was their 3rd.
It's like their 6th or 7th.
It's their 3rd. They have Love Comes Close from 2009.
They have a ton of EPs and singles released, but they
whole lot
don't have
of
very
EPs.
many albums.
Yeah, a whole lot of EPs. This is their 3rd album. Love Comes Close was their 1st, followed by Cherish the Light Years in 2011. So it's actually been like 13 years since they've released a full album.
Oh, okay. So 3.5 rainbows.
Well, I discovered them. My friend Eric turned me onto them. Probably actually when Love Comes Close came out in 2019. That's the first I heard of them, and then I went back and I got Cherish the Light and the Life magazine, which I think was an EP. I saw them open for Johnny Marr when Love Comes Close in 2019. Pretty sure who it was, and I was really excited about seeing them. I was like, wow, great double bill. I was so into them, and I get and it's like two dudes on stage with like computers and drum machines and shit. And I was like, because they have a full sound. Like, you think maybe there's a full band here. Nope, it was just two dudes. Like, and it was great. It was really cool. I had an awesome time. And then I saw them again. Oh God, I don't know who I saw them open for, but it was more of a DJ set. And it was just the one dude. And he played a couple of their songs, but it was mostly instrumental DJ and, you know, club music. And I remember when this came out, I was really looking forward to it. And I remember listening to it and going, it's okay. And I kind of just pushed it aside because this is last year. And so I'm glad I got to listen to it again. It's pretty good. Like you said, definitely 30 minutes long. That's all I want. If they had gone on 3 more songs, I would have been completely bored and would have probably turned it off. It's the perfect length. The songs, I you know what? I think you guys, Craig said Joy Division and New Order, and I yeah, definitely. I hear She Wants Revenge. Do you remember that band?
I try not to remember them. But,
I love that. The one album was great. That one album is freaking awesome. The one with the terrible album cover.
I know the one song that they did because Tiffany did a cover.
Ew. So anyway, a poor man's She Wants Revenge is what I kind of was thinking. His vocals are very similar to that guy. I don't know that guy's name. So I'm glad I listened to it again, because honestly, I should have stuck with it. I should have listened to it a few more times, because I probably would have made my top 20 of last year had I actually put some time to it. Really good. You know, I think there wasn't a song. I won't go through every song because they were all pretty damn good. It's definitely front loaded. The first like 3 songs were probably my favorites on the record. But they're all damn good. Yeah, I'm really glad I re-listened to this. Am I gonna run out and buy it at this point? I don't know. Probably not. So I'm probably gonna give it a 3.5 rainbows. I feel like a 4 rainbow is something I would buy if I saw it on a shelf. I'm not sure I would do that. I don't know. I mean, if it was the right price, I would definitely. I would love to hear club mixes of all these songs. I think they would be a whole lot more interesting. Definitely, I would love to hear club mixes. I think that would be really cool. Yeah, I it's a band I'm kind of familiar with anyway, and yeah, I'm definitely glad we did this one. It's cool. So yeah, 3.5 rainbows.
Nice. Yeah, I picked this up in Reckless Records. I was kind of a almost blind buy, because I did look it up in Discogs just to see how other people were rating it, and it was getting pretty strong ratings. So, and what intrigued me was the cover, because this definitely made me think of New Order when I saw this cover. And then I went and pulled my New Order album, and it's not quite the same. But yeah, the influences that you all are hearing, yeah, I was kind of hearing those. But to me, the strongest influences I heard were Depeche Mode, Jesus and Mary Chain, and then New Order. And then I was hearing a little bit of Cabaret Voltaire, and then some modern English kind of thrown in there as well.
Modern English in
Yeah,
there.
I can see that.
And so when I first started listening to it, this was like, okay, this is an album released in 2024, and this is like, damn, this is just an 80s album, with just a lot better production.
Yeah.
So I was very diffident. Is it just really derivative? And so but I kept listening to it, and yeah, I'm gonna say that this project. So we've got it's Wesley Eisold. On this particular release, there is a female who throws in some vocalists.
Amy
Lee.
Yeah. What's her name?
Amy Lee. But it's
from
mostly,
Evanescence.
I was just gonna say from Evanescence.
Let me click on her name here. No, it's his wife.
Oh, a different Amy Lee. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty common name, but
yeah,
but
yeah,
not in the
music world,
world.
you kind of think, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So I was, I had that kind of feeling, but the more and more I listened to it, I was thinking, to me, it's not quite derivative, but I didn't hear anything that was strongly original, that was like really theirs.
Yeah.
He's taking a lot of different sounds in musical styles from a lot of these bands that I mentioned, and he is putting his own spin on them, but it's not like he's like taking the next step.
Yeah,
It was interesting to read that when they toured with this album, they toured they were the touring band with Jesus and Mary Chain when Jesus and Mary Chain was on some of the shows. I don't know if it was all of them.
That's who I saw them open for when they did.
Right.
It was more of a DJ set.
Yeah. So they were the opening act for Jesus and Mary Chain, and there's a couple of songs in particular. The song, it was one of my favorite songs, is "Hourglass," which is
that was one of the ones I liked too.
Yeah, and that has and I actually went and got my Jesus and Mary Chain CD of Darklands, and I listened to the song "Happy When It Rains," and they're not exactly the same, but it's just the structure and even parts of but there was also a little bit of modern English kind of thrown in there from Melt With You. I kind of heard that coming through. So overall, I mean, that Hourglass was one of my favorites, and I liked Holy Road also, which was the next to the last song. That's the kind of the rocker that I mentioned all those other bands that actually kind of had a golden earring feel to it. But yeah, this is dark wave. It's dance and club music. So a lot of the songs are mostly a techno style with a techno beat. The couple that kind of slow down, like Blackberries, that slows down a bit. And the lyrics are really kind of snarky. The album comes with a lyric sheet, and the lyrics are a little bit snarky, but and that one had a real strong Depeche Mode feel to me anyway. But yeah, overall, I'm kind of vacillating between 3.5 and 4, because once I got over the fact that, okay, they're not necessarily directly derivative in terms of actually copying things, but at the same time, he's not all that original with the songs that were put together. But I like the album. It's really grown on me. And they all come in different color variants. I got this one that's got it's black with like silver flecks throughout the wax. And then there are all these other like variants. But anyway, I'm gonna go with 4 rainbows with it. It's a good album. I like listening to it. Will I go out and buy any more of theirs? Definitely not without listening to it first.
Check out the ones I mentioned, especially this one. What was it?
There's Love Comes Close.
Love Comes Close.
And then there's Cherish the Light Years. They had 2 other releases that were very, very limited album releases. There was Coma Potion, which was their first one, but that was very, very limited. And then there was one that that was titled New Morale Leadership, but that was a cassette only release.
I love the artwork on Cherish the Light. The one with like that. It's a beautiful cover.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. So 14 and a half, nice. All right.
14 and a half. Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they have like, yeah, see, there's no, because they did. Oh, no, there is like singles mixes.
They have a ton of EPs
Yeah, it looks like all
and
these
12-inch releases. I mean, they have probably 5 times as many of that type of release than he did as albums.
Yeah, they did.
So there's probably a lot of mixes.
All right. So as far as what we are hearing next, it's my turn. And since I've been working on ranking all these albums from 1992, I decided to pick something from 1992 and make it easy on myself, so I don't have to listen to something from a different year along with 215 albums from 1992. And so I went with an album that I had never heard before. So I don't know if anyone here had heard it before, but it is Steven Wilson, who had a whole career with this group called Porcupine Tree, then had the solo stuff long before he started remixing Yes albums and whoever else he's remixing their albums. He used to do his own thing.
All of that? Okay.
What's that?
I didn't realize it was the same person.
He did Yes, he did Jethro Tull. A lot of them are really good.
Okay. So I thought I would check out the debut where it all started with Porcupine Tree, the 1992 album, On the Sunday of Life. So that's what we'll be reviewing next. I had no idea when I chose this for everyone that it is actually an hour and 15 minutes long. So, but we've heard double albums before. So
I've never heard it.
Yeah,
I have some Porcupine Tree, and I am unfamiliar with this one.
That's their debut, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's their debut. I've only heard his solo albums. I've heard 2 of them. I have one of them.
I heard the latest Porcupine Tree album. It's not very good.
Hopefully we'll see.
I mean, it's fine. It's just not my, it's not my wheelhouse.
So yeah, next time around on the Sunday of Life from Porcupine Tree will be our album review. We'll also do the tops and bottoms of the year 2016.
Oh boy,
so that'll be fun.
It'll be fun. Woo!
I'm ready to go back to 1961 again, or 68 or something like that. But yeah, please join us for all that fun and frivolity. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fithen, along with
Richard at Kelvin Wazoo,
Craig's Vinyl Plethora,
and Mike at Hub Tunes.
Short episode for a short album. Hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Bye-bye.